Greetings all and welcome back to Globbits Gaming Channel. Now I'm in my garage, so this means one or two things, either a live game or I'm doing some sort of a tanky type review. Well, in this case guys, it's going to be a little bit of a quick review on this thing. Alright, this is the Tier 5 American turreted tank destroyer, the T67, and it sits solidly, okay, in the middle of a really good tank destroyer line, okay. You basically start off at the T18, really strong, okay, go to the T82, which I believe has a howitzer, yep. 105mm howitzer at tier 3, alright, with a potential of 410 damage. Really good tank. Alright, and also then you get to your M8A1, which is also a really useful tank. Okay, it gets a 3-inch gun. Alright, some people use the howitzers though, but personally I think I ground this out using... Did I go for that one or that one? I think I used this one. I went straight through it and got straight to there. You see, I didn't even unlock the tracks, didn't unlock the gun, didn't unlock the turret, went straight through that gun to the T67. Now this used to be called the T49, alright, but obviously that has been replaced with this. The names have changed, so where's the tier 8? There it is. There's your tier 8 T49 now, which is the derpy tier 8 light tank. Alright, so it sits, bangs back in the middle of this line. So let's go through the stats of the vehicle. Paper stats, okay, 360 hit points. It will get one-shotted by Russian 122 mils, more often than not, so you need to be careful. That's not a lot of hit points, but again, you know, guys, it is a tank destroyer. Weighs nothing. In my setup, it weighs less than 15 tons, so if you get rammed by anything, you're screwed. Reasonably powerful engine, though, which allows it to achieve, I'll just turn this around a little bit, there you go, 61 kilometers an hour. It's very fast. Oh, that was the dog sneezing, bless him. Yeah, it's very fast, and it's got a reasonably decent hull traverse, so it's kind of mobile hull-wise, if you know what I mean. It's got no armour. I would bring up WoT Tank Inspector now, but there's no point. It hasn't got any armour. Forget about that. If you play this for the armour, you're in the wrong tank. The gun, we'll come on to in a minute. The turret traverse is a bit naff. 18 degrees a second is pretty shit, to be perfectly honest with you. But it does get a good view range. Now, what I normally equip this with is binos. Just give me a second. I'll take them off my ball sig. Where's my ball sig? Where's my baby? He's all the way down the end here. Yeah, I'll pop these off my ball sig and I'll show you what it means as a difference. Now, your view range is a tank destroyer. Now, when you're in randoms, you cannot rely on your teams, okay? I take this to heart now. I don't rely on my team anymore. I can treat them all as complete fucking dribbling idiots until they prove me wrong. With binos, it gives me a 470 meter view range. Now, bear in mind, this is tier 5. KV1s only have 330 meters view range, okay? So you can easily spot things from long distances using your binos. And your radio is pretty good as well, so you can tell other people what's going on. So, modules. Consumables, standard thing of consumables, repair kit, manual fire extinguisher, first aid kit. That's standard. I have this in all my tanks. Okay, I very rarely have performance enhancing stuff like fuel. You could go for fuel. I mean, you could replace. The thing is, with 360 hit points, if you catch fire, you're dead anyway. So you could maybe go for high octane gasoline to give you a bit more engine power and turret traverse speed. But 5% of 18 isn't that good. Makes it turn a little bit quicker though. And I saved my large repair kits and automatic fire extinguishers for my big tanks anyway. Alright, so my ammunition loadout then, you only get 45 rounds of ammo. Alright, I go for majority of AP, 43 AP and 2 HE. I don't bother with APCR because to be perfectly honest with you need to be banging gold at tier 5. There's nothing really overpowered at tier 5. Maybe the front of an Excelsior or a KV1 might give you problems, but just relocate. Equipment fit, I go for camouflage net because not getting seen with this amount of armour. Good idea. Binos to give me the view range because I'm going to be sitting in bushes. Okay, this isn't a circling tank like it used to be. And a gun lane drive. Alright, it's up to you. You've got other options there. You can't use vents because it's open topped. You could maybe go for a rammer. Alright, but I'll show you why I don't go for a rammer in a moment. Onto the modules then. The guns. You get a choice of these 3 guns. Okay, you get your stock gun, which is your 57mm. Okay, you get your 3-inch M7, which is your 75mm. Alright, and then you get your top gun. It goes without saying, guys, they're not bad guns, really. This one's a little bit less accurate than that one. Does a little bit more damage, a little less pen, but it fires a lot slower. This is a good stock gun. But the thing is, with this gun, you get this on the T40. If you've gone through the T40, you'll already have this. Alright, so you can fit this straight away. For these guns, you've gone through the M8A1, so you'll have a choice of either the 3-inch or the 57. Now, I ground this with the 57 because I like the fact this 26 rounds per minute reload time. You can do more damage with this gun because of the higher pen. I know it shoots a lot less damage, but you shoot more often. That was just my personal opinion. But the gun you want is the 6780 M1A1, which is the same gun, funnily enough. It's the AT version of the same gun on tanks like the Fury. This one gets the A2, alright, but the stats are pretty much comparable, really. Similar rate of fire slightly faster, same pen, same damage. This one's slightly less accurate, only by a gnat's knacker, but it aims a lot quicker. So this is comparable to the Tier 8 medium tank gun, and it's on a Tier 5 tank destroyer. Alright, this is what makes this tank really, really good. The gun is absolutely outstanding. Alright, so that's the gun you want. And with regards to the rest of the modules, okay, it doesn't take much to grind them out. 2,600 for the tracks, alright, 1,500 for the engine, alright, 9,000 for the radio, but you can leave the radio. You have to get the turret, though, to get to the 76mm, and you have to go through the 3-inch AT gun, okay, which is going to take you a while. Alright, 2,400, 2,000, it's going to take you around about 12,000, or no, not 12,000, about just shy of 10,000 experience to get to the top gun. But it's worth it. It really is worth it. But with this 57mm, you can easily do it. So, crew skills then. For me, your first skill that you want to go for is camouflage on all of your characters, on all of your crew members, because not getting seen is the key thing. I think I've done this with my, if I remember rightly, my T67 crew. There, look, it's all camouflage, because light tanks, in this particular case, retain their camo value, but in tank destroyers, I'm going to be sitting in bushes with camo nets. I want my camouflage skill up. Now, what I did with this crew used to be my jumbo crew. I retrained them. Okay, so they've got their Sixth Sense, their Dead Eye and all that kind of stuff. But while you're grinding up from fresh, I'd have your first skills as your camouflage. And then you can go for things like Sixth Sense. Guys, name me a tank you don't want Sixth Sense in. It's the best skill in the game for crew members. Alright. You could then retrain your crew gunner into Dead Eye if you wanted to, but you could just leave them 100% camo and work through something else like good for a crew member in this one. You could probably go for turret traverse. What's it called? Snapshot. Improves accuracy during turret rotation if you sat in a bush. Yeah, it's up to you. For the first skill, yeah, camouflage. You could maybe retrain your loader into safe stowage, but again, if this thing gets damage to its ammo rack, it's going to die. Alright, very rare you get ammo racks at low tier. You just explode into pieces anyway. So how do you play it? You need to be aware, guys, that you're not a medium tank. Back in the day, this and the Hellcat got absolutely smashed with the Nerf bat. Okay, this thing got pummeled into the ground by the Nerf bat. This thing now feels like you're playing the old Hellcat but driving through treacle. Because what this thing used to be good at was playing like a medium, the same as this thing. You know, you could factor in your turret traverse. Alright? You can't do that anymore with the Hellcat and the T67. So you've got to play it as its actual design role. It's a fast, relocatable, second line support tank, sniping tank if you like. Because the accuracy on the gun's not that bad. It's got a really fast aiming time. 4-1 accuracy is not great, but it's okay at tier 5. Good pen for tier 5. Reasonable damage, but it's the rate of fire. 18.75 rounds per minute. That's ridiculous DPM. I'm not going to do the maths. I can't. In fact, can you do something like the DPM? Average damage per minute, 2,156. Let's do the maths on this then. The Hellcat only gets 1,600 damage per minute. This thing's got more DPM than the Hellcat, and that's a tier higher. The T67. Let's have a look. Where's another tank destroyer? Let's have a look at another tank destroyer. Where have I got one? Let's go for... Well, the E25 is not going to be a comparison. That's got one of the highest ones in the game. But it's not that much behind the E25. Let's go for ISU 152. Comparable. 2,500 as opposed to... Where's the... It's only 400 damage per minute below an ISU 152. Go figure. Can it keep that rate of fire up for long? Nope. But the amount of damage you can do at tier 5 is absolutely ridiculous. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a replay from Skippy. Alright, trying to highlight some of these points in an actual battle. So let's go to the game. Malinovka. Low tier. Ideal ground for a tank like the T67. Low tiers, guys. Now you can see the colours of the players. This is the problem you're going to have at lower tiers with the tank destroyers and things like this. Is you can't really rely on your team to be able to play properly and do what they're supposed to do. You've got to rely on a little bit of stupidity from both teams. But as a better player, Skippy's a good advantage here. He's in a capable vehicle, and he's basically going to reap a harvest. Now, 2.76 second reload time. That's ridiculous DPM. Absolutely ridiculous DPM. First thing Skippy's going to do is going to use this vehicle's speed. Alright, get across the map as quick as you can and find a bush like this one. Now he uses the zoom out mod, double check, okay, and he just gets himself snugly in this little bush here to do some initial spotting. Now he hasn't got binos. If you're going to play this tank like this and you want to do it like this, you've got to really have binos in my opinion. Now he didn't spot these vehicles, that T67 did in front of him. What he does here, this is a brilliant example of how you're supposed to fight in bushes. This Hetzer can't see him. All that Skippy can see is the outline of his tank through the bush. If this is the case, now that KV-85 will not be able to spot Skippy when he fires. If Skippy moves forward and he can see through the bush and see the real decals and the real textures of that tank could spot him through the bush. This is the first, you need to learn these lessons early with tank destroyers. You don't want to get spotted. He's firing blind, there's no way anyone can see him there. The Hetzer, however, can see him now, and the Hetzer's going to spot him. So he fires once and he hits the track. Fires twice, critical hit again. Third time takes him out, and immediately falls back. Now this is important. You've got to wait for yourself to drop off the map. The easiest way to do this, if you know you've spotted an enemy vehicle and it's still highlighted to you, you're still spotted too. Right, that's what I do. Or I just count to 10. Alright, now he noticed and spotted the Cromwell moving down the 1, 2, 3 line, okay, but there's nothing you can do about that at the moment. The team, there's a few campers and a few hill goers, and he's just waiting and being patient. He's playing the Silent Stalker type gameplay, sitting in bushes. This is the boring part of tank destroyers I don't like. Now a long shot on a KV-1. Ooh, marker's green. And it pens. Fantastic. Side of a KV-1. It gets the KV-1 to back up. Another KV-1 or KV-85. Penetrates the KV-85. 128mm of pen. Bounces the second shot. Pens the second. And he's just putting that DPM to work. And he's tracked him. Missed. That's the accuracy for you. Long range. But you've got to expect that at tier 5. Some really serious damage to these tier 6s here. This is really, really good work. And these guys, what this does, it's not just annoying them. It's annoying them, but it's also limiting their options on the hill. Right? They can't do it, but look what's happened. Check the map, guys. Map awareness. Look south. I think this is whereabouts Skippy notices. Yeah, takes some damage and he notices a little bit too late, but he does notice. Cromwell's managed to get behind him. So now we have to move into peekaboo mode. Peekaboo mode. Which we can accurately do because we've got that 1.7 second aiming time. However, if the enemy is a skilled player, you're going to have issues with this. Okay? Simply because they're just going to wait for you to pop out and you've got 0 armour. You've got nothing. He's down to his last 2 AP shells. Skippy carries an inordinate amount of APCR ammunition in this vehicle. Some people use these kind of vehicles as pimp tanks. I use my Cromwell as a pimp tank. I load mostly gold in it, premium consumables, all the rest of it, and I use it as my fun tank. Now, he's decided to leave the Cromwell and T67. Alright, he's realised his position's untenable. Okay, it's no use to him. He can't see the enemy anyway. So he moves. Now he's going to pick on a lone wounded Tog. Skippy, you're going to hell. You're going to pick on a Tog. What he does in this particular situation, which I really like, is he shows you a demonstration of the bush mechanics. Okay? You can't see that Tog. The Tog knows he's somewhere to this side, but he's not spotted. The Tog is not returning fire because he doesn't know where Skippy is. The fact that Skippy's knocking over trees may give him a little bit of an indication, but he pulls into the bush, spots the Tog, moves back again to where the Tog can't see him, and just lays the pain into him. Tog spotted from around about 6 seconds. He's not spotted him again. He keeps firing at the same location, pulls forward, spots the Tog, pulls back, fires again, and he's just clicking on this Tog. This is credits to the XP Pinata 101, but what's he using, guys? He's using his APCR premium ammunition, so he ain't making no money. The KV2 derps the Tog and kills him outright. So the only thing that's left, and he's been acknowledged there by the KV2 GG. So there's 3 T67s that are remaining on the enemy team. 3 of these little light tank destroyers. And mostly they're just going to be camping. Again, low tiers, guys. They're all red players. Yeah, they're not amazing stat-wise yet. They haven't got the experience, and basically they're just going to take them apart. Long-range shot now. Oh, not much of one. No, doubtful he's going to get the shot. He's only got 15 rounds of APCR left. At this stage of the game, if all I've got left is APCR, I wouldn't be firing shots like that. I mean, it's not a criticism. I mean, you may as well. But I tend to hold fire at this stage if I'm firing gold ammo, because gold ammo for this is not cheap. Oh, T67's back over at the friendly base. He's the guy that's moved up. Where's this remaining T67? Because that guy there is screwed. He just doesn't know yet. But he's managed to take out the artillery by sneaking around. Schnurgly. Where's he going to be? Alright, place your bets now. Which grid square is he going to be in? Be swimming in bloody J1 maybe. Where are they going to be? Which grid square are they going to be in? There's one. He said behind the buildings. You win. Where did that other T67 die? He died over there near the stub. On the 0 line. This guy's just doomed. Just doesn't even know it yet. Is Skippy going to get the kill? Ramming speed. Oh, I'd have rammed him there. Never mind. And he's using the 57mm by the looks of it. Unfortunately, Skippy doesn't get the kill. Well played. Let's have a look at the post-game stats for this one then. Okay then. Mastery badge game. Not a bad effort. Now, on paper, he didn't actually look like he did that well. When I first saw the stats of the replay, I thought, well, can I use this? But for me, what sold the replay for me was the bush spotting mechanics thing. That's a really good lesson. I think I've mentioned that in a few videos before. So, he got a mastery badge, ace tanker, fire for effect, and bruiser. Damage of enemy modules and injure crew members at least 5 times in a battle. So, basically, he was ripping these guys apart. Confederate, which basically means shooting lots of stuff, but other people are killing it for you. And high caliber. He did 20% of the enemy's total HP pool. Okay, 20% damage to the enemy HP pool. Let's have a look at the module damage he did. Oh, you can't see it, unfortunately. Damn shame. But when you look at the post-game stat thing, he did 2,349 damage. That's pretty badass, that is. Yes, he was farming damage on a Tog, but it's still good. Alright, 1,150 base experience. And for this tier, that's really, really good. How much spotting damage did he get, just out of interest? Have a look at the detailed score. Damage due to assistance, 864. Yeah. Didn't make any money, though. Basically because he was banging out premium ammunition like it's going out of fashion. Advantages of the APCR ammo on this tank is that it gets to the target faster, so you don't have to lead them as much. But other than that, you get a little bit more pen, but never mind. It's a PIM tank. So that's my quick review into the T67, guys. We'll just close down with a little bit more garage action. So in conclusion, then, this vehicle played intelligently, very, very dangerous. Play it wrong, and you'll pay for it. Speaking of paying for it, the APCR ammo on this vehicle. 2,800 credits per shot. You are not going to make money if you spam this stuff, okay? You do get a hell of a lot more penetration, though, just out of interest. 277mm a pen, which is more than an IS. Alright, that's tier 7 heavy. Alright, the Russian 122mm guns, just to prove it to you, okay, they only get 175mm a pen. Okay, so you get basically tier 8 heavy tank or tier 7 heavy tank pen if you fire gold. Alright, so if you're facing tier 7 heavies, go for it. But to be honest with you, with your 110 damage, okay, you're not going to be getting 115 damage, should I say, you're not going to be getting your money's worth. You're not going to make money. But if you're in a pinch, then fair enough. So in conclusion then, it's a sniping vehicle. It's a sit at the back and support tank. If you get this into a brawl, you're going to die. End of story. You struggle to circle people. Alright. But in the mid-game where people are damaged, you can actually cause a whole world of pain, especially on maps like Malinovka, the open maps, and Steps. Oh, Steps is just amazing for this vehicle. But you've got to keep it hidden. You've always got to have a fallback option, okay, and you've just got to play it safe for the initial part of the battle. Do not go charging forward. The biggest problem with these vehicles is that top speed. It's a good thing, don't get me wrong, but it gets you killed more often than not. So, for those of you asking for a T67 review, I've finally managed it. I didn't have very good games. This tank is going to be sold out of my garage now. I'm not going to use it again. It's just, I just cannot get on with it. I don't know what's happened to me playing World of Tanks lately. I just play like an absolute donkey. Alright, so I'm probably going to end up selling this tank. Alright. But I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the replay. Please leave your comments below. If you think I'm talking absolute bollocks, let me know. If you've got anything to add to it, pop it in the comments below, because people do read them. Alright. And I'll catch you next time, guys. T67 review done. Which tank do you want to see next? Which tank do you want to see next? I'll just give you a look at all my tanks. If I haven't already done it, give me a shout out and I'll show you a bit of a review on any one of these tanks. Your choice. Alright, so let me know. Which tank do you want to see next? Alright, that's the end of it, guys. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you on the battlefield. Bye now.